following the lyrical Joe and Jovi beef till the day you don't have light to follow up that beef. Then you start asking like, what happened to the light? Who is the general manager of AS Sonel? Or is this still Sonel, or is it now? Because as usual, while we walk around and we are enjoying the Jovi, Stanley Enow and everything, we should not also get too distracted and carried away, and then we forget some of the things happening in our society, which has a bigger impact on our lives than some of these other things. Yeah.
Hi people, and welcome back to the Just My Opinion podcast. Before we went on the break, we were talking about beef. We spoke about Stanley Enow Jovi beef, and prior to that we also spoke about lyrical Joe and Jovi beef. So in case you have not watched that, make sure you go check that out. All of it is going to be on the Chakara TV YouTube channel, and make sure you subscribe. So we are going to proceed to talk about our next topic, and Ambassador, we're going to take one of your topics.
Yeah, so as usual, that my discussions on Just My Opinion platform, it's a reflection of my personality. So I'm that very entertainment related person, but also very businessman inclined and very political too. So it will always be that healthy mix of all of these things here. So my next topic is youth and social engagement. Because as usual, while we walk around and we are enjoying the Jovi, Stanley Enow and everything, we should not also get too distracted and carried away, and then we forget some of the things happening in our society, which has a bigger impact on our lives than some of these other things. Yeah. So I just coined it youth and social engagement because I was just thinking of like, I realized the other day is most of the time people have the tendency of just getting to youths either with, let's say, if they organize a concert for youth or they organize some free thing, they believe they're taking care of the youths. The youths are not really on those platforms to talk about what they think, what are their own ideas, how are they involved in these various things. Yeah, so the first line I put out there was, how can youths provide real solutions for real problems? One, we don't identify the real problems, so definitely our solutions are off. And even when we identify the real problems, our solutions are not real solutions. So the word real here is more of my development and monitoring evaluation background, where it's like, we talk about real impact. So there's impact which might just be on the surface, and then there's real impact which can be sustainable, which can run itself. So we'll talk about words like holistic solutions, that's attacking a problem from various angles, identifying all factors that are leading to these problems. Because when dealing with human beings in the society, most of the time, these problems don't just come from one factor. There are a number of factors that come to play. So when we talk of a holistic solution, it's touching all of these factors that are causing the problem. The one problem, we see all the factors behind. So I usually say youth should get involved in the various things happening in our society. Don't just let parliamentarians sit and decide things which will have an impact on your life in the next 10 years, and you sit following the lyrical Joe and Jovi beef till the day you don't have light to follow up that beef. Then you start asking like, what happened to the light? Who is the general manager of AS Sonel? Or is this still Sonel, or is it now Enow? All of those things, yeah. So I feel like youth should get more engaged. While we are also talking about these things, we should be pushed in the direction of social engagement. I don't want to say politics, I use the word social engagement. Yeah, what's happening in our society.
Yeah. What's come to my mind is, how far can the youths be engaged? Because we are seeing youths being engaged online, because online youth feel like, okay, my friends are going to like this, like I post things online, I see people react to them. But now these youths, how do they get the, like, where the real rules are being made, where the real decisions are being taken? These youths are not allowed into those rooms. So how far can they get engaged? So should they just stick to engaging online?
I don't advocate just ending online. Online is a start, but that's not where the real change happens. I usually tell them, like, one, you should learn to take and not expect to receive. So most of the time I complain like, this has not been given, this has not been given, go and take it. Most of the change you have had in this world, it was never given, it was taken. There's a difference in that. The other thing I tell people most of the time is we feel like to be appointed director or minister of this, can you make a change? No. We can look at examples like the American context, where they usually criticize politicians who they say your rhetoric doesn't match your record. So right now you are campaigning and you start talking all of this. All of our politicians have that same effect. I don't want to call names, but look at all of them. They start talking different things now because they want you to vote. But you look at their records, it does not tie with this rhetoric. So you as a youth, that's where you start building your record. When Obama started working as a social worker or the community worker thing in Chicago, years back when he just left the university, maybe he was planning to become a president, maybe he was just trying to create a change. But that's how he starts. I see some youths here, they have this their bottle whatever program. Youths just moving around and picking plastic bottles and putting in containers. Some youths trying to distribute masks. All of these things can be done. But I feel like till we have a critical mass doing, some youths are doing these things. I mean, like you see people like the Noella Lyonga Foundation and all of these people doing things out there. But till we have a critical mass thinking in that direction, I feel like our critical mass is still sitting in the bars. And that's where the direction of the country is going. The country almost looks like it's drunk because that's where the critical mass is thinking. So till we have a critical mass thinking in the direction of making some positive change, then we will see the change. But as long as the critical mass is drinking, then the country stays drunk. Yeah. So just start with little efforts out there. I mean, you could just start by the schools are closed, gather the children in my neighborhood and start teaching them. Make a documentary on how you are teaching them with your phone, put on YouTube, just doing those things in that direction. You don't need to become a principal or the regional delegate of education to do those things I'm talking about.
There's this illustration of the pyramid of problems that you start from having, like, you need your basic needs of your house, water, then gradually you start needing other needs, and then when you're satisfied, yes, when you're satisfied all of those needs, then at the top you start looking like, how can I impact my society? Is that it? Am I getting that right?
Because Maslow's pyramid of need is people start with their basic necessities, then they have the luxury of start thinking of things, then now how can I make change what I'm thinking of, then now so that I think 4 or 5 levels to it.
Cameroonian youth are still in the lower level of trying to meet my basic needs, like I need to hustle and get money to get food, pay my rent, so they are still at that level. I think they have not yet gone up to the level of, okay, how can I make a change, how can I impact my society?
The other line is with regards to, I usually tell people, like, we have to do research and we have to do some practice in what we do. So we are not just trained to get solutions to our problems. Even if you say our problem is the first need of food and shelter, how many youths do you see engaging in building houses or in the construction industry in Cameroon? How many youths are involved in agriculture to provide the food? No. They are there in university studying sociology, anthropology, philosophy of what put together. Even when they come out, you'll be shocked to see that it's mostly now even Chinese. So it means there is so much need in our construction industry that Chinese people are coming to build houses for us. But we have all this youthful energy and we boast ourselves to be the continent with the highest youthful potential. But I don't know in what direction the potential is going. Is it drinking or is it working? I know some of the bar owners in town will start looking for me, but it's not a problem. As I said, it's just my opinion. We can as well take the podcast to the bar and then get their own opinions. But for now, I have to give mine from what I see here.
We need to start identifying the problems that we actually have in our society and then taking up the subjects which are actually going to help us solve those problems.